In today's video, we are staying at the InterContinental Le Moana in Bora Bora. This hotel was first built in the 1970s and was also one of the first to introduce the now iconic Overwater Bungalows. In a lot of ways, this is a pioneer that transformed Bora Bora into the world-renowned luxury travel destination you know and love today. It also did get a major renovation back in 2010, so you have a storied hotel that still feels fresh. Big favor before we dive in is to give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to level up your travel. We already talked about how to fly to Bora Bora from the US in the last video. One of the big draws of Le Moana is that you're not really forced to take a hotel shuttle. You can take the free shuttle to Vaitup, the main town, and head over when you're ready. The main reason is because they're on the same exact island. That means you can grab lunch, supplies, do some shopping before heading over. A big consideration is that food, snacks, everything is a lot cheaper in town than it is at the resorts. So worth stocking up if you want munchies. The taxi ride is about 10 minutes and will probably run you $20 to $30, which feels pretty reasonable. Hello, welcome to the InterContinental Le Moana. This is the Overwater Bungalow room. We'll take a look at all of the features, but let me shut the door first. Today is a bit of a windy day, so gonna be a bit tougher, but a lot of features here. One of the really cool ones, if you do want some fresh air, is popping these open. I think only the bottom ones work. So it is pretty much the air outside, and then with it coming in, if you want some fresh air, that's a pretty nice way to get it. One of the really cool features of this room is you can actually open this up in order to feed the fish. And there's a few lights that we're gonna show up afterwards where you can see the fish at night even when it's dark because there's lights there. Small TV, some other stuff, cups, coffee, little fridge if you wanted to buy some stuff and put it in there, as well as coffee. If we back on over here, it's going to be the bedroom. It's a pretty big bed area and a bunch of doors if you want to separate out if you want to do some work. So this closes the bathroom side and this closes out into the main area. If you turn around though, you get a pretty good view. Coming into the bathroom, we have a safe over there. One interesting feature that they mentioned is that if the safe is not closed and if you set it, then the housekeeping staff doesn't have an ability to come in, which is a pretty interesting feature and makes a lot of sense. Some deep nature soap, toilet seat, and then you have a shower area over here. The benefit of this is that people can't complain about doing a shower test, so you can't be like, oh, I can't fit. Here, you can fit by default. And also, if you want to move this up, oh, now it works for you, or if you're a shorty. Oh, I'm Andy.
What?
And then this, so if you want, this is to dry your clothes if you have some wet clothes from swimming. It's interesting though, I kind of expected a closing thing, but it's fine. Tub over here, more of a one-person experience, but if you want to relax, if you want to do some reading, pretty good place to do it. Amenities kits is pretty much everything you expect. Nothing out of the ordinary. Is that a toothpick? I guess the toothpick's kind of out of the ordinary.
That's not a toothpick, Seb.
What is that?
That's for your cuticles.
What are cubicles?
Cuticles for your nails.
Oh. Some robes as well. Walking over to the highlight of the room, we have the overwater parts. I do have to watch my head. There's some benches here if you want to sit down and relax. A lot here than you would expect. So the water is a bit choppy. Pretty nice anyways. I think if you wanted to cool down, this is a good day to do it. And then down there are bird friends. So the ladder is here. It's actually pretty smart that it's not down by default. A lot of the other ones end up being pretty grimy at the bottom because they're down by default. Here if you want to rinse off after going for a swim, you can turn this on. I already turned it on. That's why the ground is a bit wet. One thing I forgot to go through earlier was the welcome gifts. Over here, you have some coconuts. Over here, you have some fruit. So pineapple, orange, and watermelon, and honeydew. We ended up booking this when the Chase IHG Premier cards came with uncapped free night awards. That's since changed, so a lot tougher nowadays. If you're using points, I think the Conrad is the sweet spot, but you could make an argument for the St. Regis or the New Westin.
Le Moana Resort is located at the southern tip of the main island on Matira Point, which is known for its white sandy beaches and crystal clear lagoon waters. The property has both overwater bungalows that offer direct water access and glass panels to view marine life. Beach bungalows are located on the shore. Generally, people with kids prefer the beach bungalows because it's a lot safer. The property also has a bunch of dining options. There's the main restaurant that offers international and Polynesian cuisine. There's also a beach bar that has lighter items and also happy hours if you're into things like coconuts. The water here isn't too deep, so not the best for snorkeling if your goal is to see a lot of sea life, but you'll still see small stingrays. This is also one of the few hotels that offer more cultural experiences, which is definitely nice to me. They have cooking and also Polynesian dancing classes. That's not to say other hotels don't have similar things, but it feels a bit more authentic here for some reason. With that said, let's go snorkeling. As you can see, not the clearest water here because it is more shallow. I think the best snorkeling is probably either St. Regis if you want something controlled, or Conrad if you are fine with more choppier water. It's still fun and a good way to get pictures and videos though. Also great for player 2 if they're not a strong swimmer and wants to be able to stand while in the water.
Hey guys, so we are doing a tour of one of the beach rooms just to compare the difference. If you guys will notice, it looks pretty similar, so the same layout. So this is the bathroom, the same shower setup and tub setup. Vanity, if you didn't know better, you would think that we were just showing off the same room. But the big difference is that this overlooks the beach. So depending on the experience you're looking for, this might actually be a better stay. So this is less windy than the Overwater Bungalows. You have the same desk and also the couch over there. And I'm guessing these are the same. So yeah, these pop open too if you want some fresh air. And coming out here, you have the same table and also a lot of opportunities to sunbathe and pretty good views. Yeah, pretty good room. The other interesting thing is that you actually have your own little shower out here that is a bit more consistent than the ones by the overwater ones. So if you go for a swim and you want to come back here and wash off the salt water. One thing to note is that this is a double room for 2 people coming, but they also have other bed setups.
For breakfast, if you want to splurge, you can get the canoe breakfast where they bring you a bunch of items on a canoe. If this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip, then maybe worth it for one of the mornings. For us, we opted for normal breakfast. You had a bunch of items depending on what you're in the mood for. Fruit was really good and what I think I ate a lot of. You also had Western standard items like bacon, hash brown, and sausages that were pretty good. Also, some Polynesian items like the coconut fish was amazing and would definitely recommend trying it. As you'd expect, also a ton of croissants and other bread items that weren't bad but didn't blow me away. Yeah, not too bad of a mix of stuff depending on what you're looking for, but definitely leans more Western and Polynesian, whereas other hotels like the Conrad lean more Asian. One of the big draws of Le Moana is that you have shops here, and you can also go to the main town for more shopping. Bora Bora is known for black pearls, and the people working are super helpful in teaching you about what to look for. There's basically 5 key things. Shape is probably the most important, and people really want to find round pearls rather than teardrop or oval. Blemishes and imperfections are another major thing. You want smooth surfaces. Shine also matters. Higher quality pearls will have a bright sheen and reflect light. Size is an obvious one, where bigger is better, but also more expensive. Last one is color. Black and dark colors are great and prized, but the S tier of black pearls though are ones that add vivid hues. So peacock green, eggplant, or ones with blue overtones. Matira Beach is one of the most famous beaches in Bora Bora and has a ton of restaurants. You have Bloody Mary's, the Lucky House, and the namesake Matira Beach restaurant. We ended up having dinner at the latter, and it's definitely an interesting vibe. You have stunning views of the lagoon, and it's a mix of local and international cuisine with a focus on fresh seafood. If you're into sushi, then this would be a great place to get it, but a bit pricey for our taste. Hot items were pretty unique and had great flavors, but fish was overcooked to us. Still a fun night though, and hard to have a bad time when you're with player 2.
I'm gonna try the tuna tempura first because that sounds a bit more unique than I feel like we've had that before. So it's literally pieces, like very big pieces. I don't think I've ever had this before because we're used to shrimp and veggies. Wow. Yeah, it's really good. It's like the soft part of the tuna. It kind of reminds me of the collar part. I kind of expected it to be more like fish and chips where it's also very crunchy and a lot of air, but it's just more dense, but still pretty good. Environmentally friendly metal straws. Haven't had Coke in a while, ironically. Let's try, so they seem to have a different sauce here. It's a house special sauce. pretty good. The sauce is a bit tangy. It reminds me of Thousand Island, but a bit creamier and a bit more tangy. The tuna is really good though. Pretty good cut, very soft, good flavors. Tuna is one of those ones where I feel like if the flavor's not there, it means that it's usually not that good. Let me clear my palate. I do think I prefer this over the soy sauce though, because there's a sweetness to it and the tanginess is just a bit different. It's actually pretty nice. Okay, gonna try Mandy's mahi mahi. Yeah, a bit rough. I wish it was a bit less cooked. I feel like it's a bit over. Sauce is good. I think it's just the way they maybe cooked it here. So this is the stuffed island fish. Wow, that's really good. I don't even know how to describe it. It's very bouncy. There's a lot of umami to it. Kind of reminds me of monkfish. Maybe it's just me, but it's good. Mandy says it reminds her of a meatball, which the texture kind of feels like that.
Overall, IHG Le Moana is your best bet if you're looking for more of a local experience and convenient access to Vitape. You also have more restaurant options since you're on the main island, and you have walkable choices too. With other hotels, you're kind of locked into the restaurants. The location also makes doing excursions a lot easier and probably also cheaper. At the same time, there are obviously disadvantages. It's not the best snorkeling to me, and if you are optimizing for points redemption, then there are better picks nowadays. Still though, have to give props to Le Moana as one of the pioneers that helped put Bora Bora on the map. On that note, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website, asksebby.com, and also down below in the description box. Make sure the links are competitive, but otherwise it's a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. If you made it to this point, leave a fish emoji in the comments down below and I'll try to heart it and respond. My question for you is, what are your thoughts on Le Moana? What restaurants would you try? Also, what souvenirs would you pick up? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favorite thumbs up, share this with a friend, and otherwise, I'll see you next time.